Hey, what's up, internet listeners? This is the Box Goods Podcast with your hosts, Tim and Jesse.
Hey.
And special guest today, Jack.
Yeah, hello.
Who is Jesse's brother. Twin thing.
Well, yeah, today in the box.
In the box, we are going to be discussing the internet TV show.
Well, primarily Marble Hornets.
Yeah. Well, okay, this is unrelated, but so the term TV show, right? Like, that's used to communicate like a serial usually, right? So what would that be on the internet? Like an ongoing series? Would it just be internet series?
Web series?
Web series.
Web series. I'd say web series, or maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure web series.
I guess web series would be like the closest, but like I'm pretty sure they talked about this on the Rooster Teeth podcast too. How like, yeah, like they bill House of Cards as like a TV show, even though it's exclusively on Netflix. So there's no, like, yeah, there's no way.
Maybe because it's like formatted, so it's pretty much a TV show, just exclusive. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. But it's like not a.
Okay, well, yeah, we paused for a second because Tim had to fart.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to do it in the booth, and I didn't think that'd sound good on the mic. So.
Courtesy fart.
The most recent entry, where we're starting right off the bat. We're just gonna reveal the end. Apparently, I don't know. Should we? How far are we gonna?
What? Yeah, let's just go full
Yeah,
spoilers.
just go to the end.
We'll put it in the description. Yes, it's all a dream. Jay's been asleep this whole time, and it's just been like a premonition of what to come if he.
Slender Man was inside him all along.
Yeah, every man is his own monster. Something, I don't know.
Roll credits.
Well, I mean, season
Credits.
I've noticed season 3 it's pretty. I don't know. I think it's really different from the other first two seasons.
Because they know what they're
season
doing.
One. Well, season 1 they were kind of like they're just starting. And they were kind of like experimenting with how the show was going to go. And I noticed season 2 was kind of like setting up for a lot of things.
Well, also with season 1, they did not plan for a season 2. They were going to end it at season 1. And
wait, really?
Yeah,
that was actually a thing where it was just going to be season 1. They had a plan.
Did they talk about like how they were going to end it?
Yeah, they did.
They said it was gonna be like, if you know, like the creepypasta stories, like Ted the Caver, where it's like this.
Ted the Caver.
Yeah. But like at the end, just really what it would be would they were gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go investigate whatever whatever location. I'll post the entry once I get back, and then that would just be the end of it. And it would just suggest that he got caught by the Slender Man, and he just didn't come back to post. the entry.
Well, actually, they actually talked about in one of the Q&As I saw at GMX, I think it was, or Dragon's Con, I don't remember. They talked about they were gonna have a final entry, and I would question how this would work within the context of Marble Hornets because it's Jay uploading the videos. But basically, what would happen is, Jay runs away, and he's like, "You'll probably never hear from me again." And then I think like a couple months down the line, you'd see a video where Jay's in like a house or like a shed, like hiding out, and he looks out the window and he sees this Slender Man. So he runs out, and then he like goes into his car. Slender Man's right in front of his car, so he backs out. And then there's this highway that they have where it's like always foggy, and you just see lights coming down like on the sides. And he would drive by, and the Slender Man would be under every single light. And then eventually he would just corner him, and then static, and then that's it. Like, that's all that happens. That's how that ends.
And what entry would this be? Like, would they still have the same amount of entries, but it just ends with that?
I think they kind of knew that they're gonna go on to another season, so I think they changed a little bit just so it's like it's gonna leave off.
And that's also why entry like 1 was so disjointed and.
Well, I wouldn't say entry 1 is disjointed, but I will say that it does make sense that they didn't plan for other seasons because they didn't keep it consistent where like there was some like distortion when the camera was on Slender Man, except it was like really minimal, and like in like future entries after that, when Slender Man's on the screen, it literally like destroys the camera.
Yeah, like didn't
like you see like a little bit of like tears like on the bottom, but it was like such a tiny amount.
In the newest entry, didn't it literally destroy the chest cam? Like the operators.
Was it the
what
static?
entry are you talking about?
The one where the big secret is revealed of who.
Well, wasn't that the entry before? Because I thought in the beginning of the newest one, Tim was like, "Oh, this doesn't work anymore." So I'm just
there was a clip at the beginning where he's like, "Come on!" Like,
oh yeah.
And then it's like the chest cam has ceased to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Okay, but what entry did you say the chest cam broke in? Wasn't that season 2 when they introduced the chest cam?
Well, yeah, season 2 introduced the chest cam, and they've had it all the way up until now. entry 84. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's 84.
Yeah, I think it's 84. Well,
it broke in the most recent one, didn't it?
It broke in 83, and then in 84 they established that it's just done.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, which sucks because I kind of like the chest cam footage.
Yeah. I liked it just because in season 1 where they just kind of stuck with the handheld, the camera work was so shaky to the point where when I watched it the first time, you know, I was like really intrigued, so like I just watched through all of them, but watching it again, the camera work is so shaky to the point where like it's almost unbearable. Just in comparison to like future entries where you know, since it's on their chest, it's much steadier.
Yeah,
and as opposed to literally like when they'd walk, they'd be swinging it up and down. So like all you can see is just like grass sky, grass sky, grass sky.
Grass
like,
sky, Slender Man for 2 seconds, grass sky.
You're right, like Flash, he stops it on Slender Man for like 2 seconds.
Although I do love, like, in early uses of the chest cam, they needed to make it obvious that they were using the chest cam. So, like, when Joseph's moving through the woods, he's, like, reaching really far out with his hands just to, like, move the leaves out of the way. But he's like, ugh, like, look at my arms.
There's that shot where he's, like, just standing in the mirror. Like, Joseph just looking in the mirror like this, like, perfectly straight. And so.
Yeah. I do feel like we should give some kind of background on this for people who are listening. Chances are they won't be listening if they don't know about this, but for people who are not familiar with Marble Hornets, we should do some kind of background.
Okay.
So basically in 2009-ish, these 3 guys, Tim, Joseph, and Troy, started this web series called Marble Hornets. It's basically the storyline follows the Slender Man, which is a creepypasta of a basically this.
Well, it didn't start out as a creepypasta.
It started out as on on the website something awful, like on their forums. They would do these create paranormal images threads, and people would literally just like Photoshop creepy stuff in there. So then,
then one of them.
But it is a creepypasta, isn't it?
Someone by the name of Victor Surge made an image of someone without a face and something.
Oh, okay.
And then made stories along with it.
Everyone really latched on to just the Slender Man, like. You know, everyone would like make a picture and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," or "Oh wow, that's really creepy. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight." But Victor Surge posted the Slender Man, and then almost every post after that was just Slender Man related because everyone was just so fascinated with this character. And there was stories, there was audio logs done of like, you know, people being chased by the Slender Man and all that. And I think I want to say a week or like a day. It was some like insanely short amount of time in between that. Troy, under the name Seagars.
And I think Joseph also, he was like kicks you in half or something. He posted stuff too.
Well, yeah. He posted like what?
No, nothing.
Okay. He posted that what's his face? Yeah, he posted as Jay like the whole intro paragraph of my friend Alex was a filmmaker and he gave me this tapes or whatever. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. But he posted the whole intro paragraph of you know, what happened, and then he started posting videos after that. And then that developed more into creepypasta, like Slender Man and all that.
Well, see, I like how so did the Slender Man creepypasta, because I know it's on the website now. It's on the creepypasta wiki or whatever. Did that creepypasta come from like who put that up? Did like Troy or have some kind of say in how the official story to that went?
I don't think so. Because, Troy...
Because I know if you look on the wiki, like if you look up Slender Man as a character, they have this whole, like, whoever posted it, you know, there's some kind of, like, creature or monster in, like, German history that's somewhat similar to the Slender Man, which they kind of tied into that, and they posted, like, these pictures of whatever his name is.
Der Grossman.
Yeah, Der Grossman.
Or Der Ritter or something?
Something like that.
That's...
Maybe that's a different one.
That was from another Slender Man series, Dark Harvest.
But I think it's still tied into the same thing.
Yeah. Although technically, Troy, Joseph, and Tim have come out and said that their character isn't the Slender Man, it's the Operator.
Yes, I guess they have more liberties with it, so people aren't going to get mad at them if they do something that people think the Slender Man wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. One of the like defining characteristics of the Operator, aka Slender Man, or not, in Marble Hornets, is that he distorts technology whenever he's around it. Is that like part of the official creepypasta?
It sort of got.
I can't remember if if that's actually part of it, or if that's just something that I associate because it's in Marble Hornets.
Yeah. Well, by that point, the Slender Man as a myth itself was very young, like a week old at most.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't really an established canon. So basically, whatever they put in Marble Hornets or whatever people wrote in the chat, that just became what it became.
Oh, okay.
So the distortion from the camera, that was something they added, and then everyone liked it, so they just put that into the Slender Man mythos.
I mean, it makes sense because obviously, since it's a video series instead of just a creepypasta, that's like one way they can add to it.
I've seen some other creepypastas. I don't know whether this was before or after Marble Hornets, but I've seen other things that that have like distortion, which I think makes sense because since it was created just like in 2009. So it just adds to it since it's more like a present day urban myth or whatever. So it's like, oh, that's just one of the things it does is distorts technology.
But yeah, I don't know. I noticed like season 1 they focused primarily on just Jay figuring out what's going on with everything, and then season 2, I feel like majority of season 2 was just. It was like told through tapes that were found, because Jay wakes up in that hotel with no memory. Again, watching it the first time, I thought it was obviously I was like way more. I was intrigued because I didn't know what was going to happen. But watching it back again, I don't know. I feel like they could have tried other ways to fill in Jay's memory because I feel like the method of literally just like, oh, how should we advance the stories? Oh, I found more tapes. So let's watch them.
It's always back to the tapes.
Yeah, it is. I saw it coming too, like where in the most recent entry where they reveal that Brian is Hoodie.
Spoiler.
Of course, it was found through spoilers.
After the spoiler.
After the spoiler.
Yeah.
We alert you after, we're like, just in case, just so you know.
Yeah,
that was
that was a major spoiler.
That was important.
That was important. So,
but yeah, they reveal him via tape as always, and I gotta say, after all the buildup, that was kind of disappointing. That because I was expecting, I think the perfect time to do it would have been when Tim and Hoodie are being chased by the operator, and they're both in that field, and Hoodie's just on the ground because he fell. And then Tim reaches for his mask, and I thought then he was just going to rip it off.
This wasn't the same entry that was fairly recent, where I think it was the one before the most recent one, where Tim pulls the tape off of Hoodie.
Yeah, no, that was the one.
That was the one. Okay.
Because Tim,
why didn't he take the mask off? That would have been first.
He was reaching for it, and then the operator shows up.
I've seen discussions about this. Like some people pointed out that he did. Like you can see in the video, and I went back and watched this, but like. You can see him. He goes to pull it off, but then like the operator must come because then the whole camera just turns white, so you don't actually get to see anything. So I'm assuming Tim didn't see anything either at that time, but
his memory was wiped.
Yeah, but you do see him pull off his mask, but
the memory wipe is another story progressor.
Yeah, it's memory wipes and tapes. That's Marble Hornets,
right.
Basically.
Well, you can't do that because his memory was wiped. But look, here's the tape explaining everything.
That was actually basically all of season 2. Isn't the running joke between us that we thought entry 85 was going to be they were going to rip off Hoodie's mask, and under it was just going to be a load of tapes. Yeah. He collapses into tapes.
His body is tapes.
Season 4, the Hoodie tapes.
Yes.
The Hoodie files.
It's literally I think see, it was funny because this joke kind of ties into a joke that Troy made during one of their more recent podcasts. He was just talking. He's like, "Yeah, so from now till June, we're gonna release about 5 a day. Season 4 is gonna start in 2 weeks. So a lot of stuff coming up, guys. A lot of stuff.
That would be ridiculous.
See, foreshadowing to Hoodie being made of tapes.
Yeah, exactly. I remember I said that joke one time. It was a while ago. And I said that to, I think it was one of you two, and you were like, "Oh God, Tim, that's a major spoiler." I'm like, "Wait, what?" You were serious about it, and I was like, "What do you mean it's a spoiler?"
Wait, with Hoodie being made of tapes?
Yeah, but the way I said it is, I think you meant that he had bandages underneath his mask, so it's oh, he's not human or something. I know it was one of you that I said that to.
That might have been me. I don't know. But okay. I feel like you said it weird, where I was like, whoa.
So you thought that under his mask would be bandages?
No.
He's an alien.
I don't know. He said something underneath his mask, he has
tapes or like
tapes.
the
But like I
tapes
thought
or
like
like gauze tape.
yeah. So you
Oh.
said that, so I was like, oh, so then it must have been someone who's injured, and I'm like trying to think of like people who like that was.
It's the guy who got hit with a rock from that Alex
Yeah.
who
By
Alex
the way,
killed.
the only confirmed casualty, by the way, just
Oh yeah, the guy who was
Yeah.
All the other ones were kind of like
What happened to him? She's just like, oh, Slenderman took him. Bye. And everyone thought Jessica was dead, and then you see her in just what it was like 10 entries ago.
all the other ones just implied deaths. Like they're gone. So are they dead? Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Stay tuned.
except
And
Jessica is hoodie.
yeah,
I'm really glad that
Who is the cameraman and like
Seth.
Seth. Yeah.
Seth is hoodie.
I loved all the theories on like unfiction and all that. It's like, oh, Seth is hoodie or Sarah is hoodie. Like the people who showed up in maybe 1 to 2 entries.
And like entry 2, and that was it.
Yeah, like no. Oh, by the way, there was a quick call, or there was. I liked the newest entry with the Brian reveal because there was a bunch of callbacks to that entry, like the first entry they were in. Like Tim was wearing his radioactive monkey shirt that he had in entry 2.
I
Like,
actually didn't notice that.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
and-
didn't they lost that shirt and they had to like.
no, that wasn't that shirt.
That was Joseph's hoodie.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Well, Tim said like he really wished that wasn't the first thing he wore because it's just like so stupid looking. But I love that shirt. I want it.
Atomic Monkey.
And
Yeah,
apparently they were talking about on their podcast that people have been commenting on the most recent entries since it's they like shaved so it looked like how they did in the first few one. Like, whoa, how far ahead did you plan that entry? And like, no, they're like, no, we just shaved.
Exactly. Well, like I do. There was also another subtle joke where Alex was talking to Tim about what his character was going to be, and he's like, I think he's going to be a cool guy. Maybe he smokes, and I was thinking maybe sideburns.
I know that a lot of people are saying that like maybe Joseph he like literally made that part just so Tim would do it. He's like, has everything you have, Tim. You're good.
Yeah, so someone with sideburns,
Yeah.
someone who's schizophrenic.
Maybe puts on a mask.
I was thinking his name starts with a T. That'd be good too.
Yeah, in the actual trailer for Marble Hornets, like the actual student film that Alex is supposed to be making, it just shows like Tim's little monologue was just like, it sometimes just feels like I'm wearing a mask, and
To hide who I really am.
Who I really am.
oh, like
Oh, we get it.
Like Joseph's monologue towards the beginning where it's like, love is like, imagine 4 balls at the edge of a cliff. It's just like, it makes no sense.
all of the dialogue from that movie, from the student film, is brilliant. Like tips off to them. Like sometimes I
some
feel
of the
like a
scenes, even though
depressed-
it doesn't really explain like story wise exactly what's happening, it just seems like it's like a coming of age
Yeah.
film. But like some of the random scenes, you just had like some guy with a horse mask like saluting, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I do have to find out. Like, what,
exactly.
Yeah, they just apparently they just wanted to make it like as indie as possible. Like just do like show shots of like Joseph like holding his hands out in the sunrise, like
Yeah, like sunsets, like Tim sitting on a playground smoking a cigarette, like
that one scene where like Brian is like running like dramatically or something.
on a train track, like. Ding.
Yeah, and then there's actually the way they came up with the name Marble Hornets was, I think Troy was driving or something. It was Troy or Joseph was driving, and they were on the phone, and they were like, the way that like most student films are named, it's adjective noun. So they like the next adjective I drive by, the next noun I drive by, that's gonna be the name. And there was like a marbling company, and it was like marble, and then something about hornets or something. And that's
And they passed like a beekeeper place. I don't know.
Yeah, plenty of beekeepers in Alabama.
They have hornets instead
a
of
hornet
normal bees.
like lands on their windshield. A hornet. There we go.
Hornet, that's it.
That's
We
it.
got it.
Got it, boys.
Thank you, Jesus. That'd be it. The other, but my favorite line from the Marble Hornets script is, now that I'm
That's
back,
a gun.
What?
That's a gun.
That's a gun. No, but it's now that I'm back, I feel like a depressed teenager all over again, stuck in a loop of
Stuck in a loop of
And
unhappiness.
that was from the actual entry that they put
That
in
does
there.
seem extremely indie. If
Yeah,
that was
exactly. Stuck in a loop of that. Why is that not a shirt? Get on that, guys. Thack people.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thack.
Shout out to Thack. We love your work mostly. Is there anything we don't like from Thack?
Well, I don't know. I mean, You're referring to I'm assuming you're talking to all the videos that they've posted, like
just
as
generally everything.
Thack or as Marble Hornets.
By the way, we should probably explain what Thack is.
Thack is Troy Has a Camera, which is Troy, who's one of the makers / actors
Basically
in Marble Hornets. It's his own side channel where they make interesting comedy.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
And bad Sonic fan fiction.
Yeah, well, they didn't make the fan fiction; they just read the fan fiction.
Oh, they just animated it. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, interesting is the best way you can put it. There's really no way to
with
describe
videos
it.
such as Joseph touches a grapefruit, Tim opens a present, Troy shaves his face.
My personal favorite.
Yes,
Tim opens another present.
Joseph writes an essay.
But yeah, check those out. Hashtag shout out.
Definitely hashtag shout out, hashtag Thack, hashtag Troy opens a present. Or wait, I don't know. Whatever.
Troy moves out.
Troy moves out. And they've actually they've recently become a full-fledged company now.
Thack LLC.
Thack LLC. And they've been putting out more and more shorts as time has gone on. Like they've basically gone into not full-on production mode, but
they're getting there.
Yeah.
And apparently they've said once Marble Hornets is done, they have an idea of another kind of series that they're going to do, but they're not going to share more information until Marble Hornets is done. So we'll have to wait on that.
And they said it's going to be comedy, so no more horror for them. At least not for
Horrors of horrors. No more horror.
horror. I don't know.
Okay.
That was a noise. But yeah. Words. Should we just cut this part out? Okay, so yeah, that was a good 24 minutes.
24, 25.
24, 25 minutes of talking. So I think we're going to take a short break right about now. If you want to learn more about Thack, Marble Hornets, or any of the stuff we just talked about, Google.
YouTube. Look it up.
Which are now the same thing.
Bing that.
Oh, yeah, Bing.
Bing it.
Bing it, yo.
Ask.com.
Encarta that.
Ask Jeeves.
Encarta? Ask Jeeves is ask.com now.
Or Bing is...
Did they kill Jeeves?
Yeah, they kill Jeeves.
Bing is the MySpace of search engines.
It really
Can I just
is.
throw that out there?
But yeah.
But anyway, we'll be back.
Yeah, we will be back.
Whoa!
It's gonna take a little time while you're waiting like a factory line. I'll ride across the park, backseat on the 79. Wasted days you come to pass. So go, I know you would not stay. It wasn't true, but anyway, pollination, yellow cat. You walk up the stairs, see the French kids by the door. Up one more flight, see the boot on the second floor. Coronation rickshaw ride. So go, I know you would not stay. It wasn't true, but anyway, racist dreams you should not hide.
Welcome back. We are eating some
Coconut macaroons.
coconut macaroons, which aren't really macaroons. They're just like coconut balls.
Courtesy of Dollar Tree. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dollar Tree.
Shout out Dollar Tree sponsor.
These are not real macaroons. These
Yeah,
are like
they're really not. They're
balls
just
of
like
coconut.
they're like tater tots made of coconut. I guess the best way I can describe
And
it.
then they have like painted on like baked marks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was talking about this during the break. Has anyone ever got up in the morning and said, like, you know what, or just at all ever said the words, I could really go for some coconut right now, like,
Straight up coconut. Just
yeah,
be like, yo,
like, or just
for
anything
breakfast?
coconut flavored. Like coconut's always that thing where it's like, what
Whoa,
kind
whoa,
of
whoa.
juice do you have?
I think you've gone general enough, or there's gonna be people listening like, "Hey, man, that's me." Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of coconut fans coming at me like, "Oh man, it's a legitimate fruit.
It's a legitimate fruit, yeah.
It's the only one that you can disarm a man with by knocking him out with coconuts.
It can be used as nutrition and
a weapon."
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like this is always a thing that like when someone's like, "Oh, what kind of juice do you have?" It's like, "Oh, I have we're out of everything but coconut." You're like,
yeah, right.
Fine.
I'll go with water.
Yeah, it's either water or you just kind of like lay back and accept it.
Or if like you're getting ice cream and they're just like, "Oh yeah, we got a couple flavors left," and you're like, "Oh, what is it?" Coconut. And you're just like, all right, fine.
Should we go somewhere else?
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know, whatever.
I don't know what ice cream shop is gonna run out of every flavor except for one.
That scared the hell out of me. Like there was one time I went to a Subway.
Wait, did this actually happen? Where like you went somewhere and they're just like,
well,
guess
like,
what? We're out of pretty much everything.
It was right up to it was right before a hurricane that turned out to be a very minor rainstorm at best. All right, thank you.
Wait, when was this?
You know, it was it junior year? It was a couple years ago. It wasn't recent, but it was like everyone was making this big stink about.
Oh, wait, was this like Hurricane?
Sandy? No.
No. Which was that hurricane where everyone's making a big fuss and then essentially nothing happened and like they canceled school over it?
That was it. Yeah. No.
Was it just a little icy and that was about it? So it was like an ice day.
No. There was no ice. This was like August, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was just like a damp day. Like that was it.
I think I saw a bunch of pictures online and it was like, wow, the damage of this hurricane. It was just like a lawn chair on its side.
Lawn chair on its side. No, but yeah. Like the day before we were going to we were trying to find a Subway to eat. The first two we went to were closed. The last one we went to was like, "Oh, I'm out of bread," and
really?
That was the moment where I was like, "I'm scared for my life a little bit."
This is the problem.
It's a Twilight Zone episode.
When Subway runs out of bread, you know it's serious.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of subs without bread.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
I never thought I'd be able to say that and segue into something that's actually relating, but
how is that? Okay.
Hold on, wait. You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I totally don't know what you're gonna say.
No, you really don't.
We didn't discuss it. Go ahead.
Well, Big Y has this new thing now where it's called Grinder Without a Roll. Oh. And it's literally just like a bowl with like meat and like lettuce or tomatoes or whatever you want, like in a bowl. Like they advertise it like, "Oh, the grinder you love without the roll."
Without the most important part of a
I don't
grinder.
understand. That's who wants a bowl of like meat and like
exactly.
It's like that SpongeBob episode.
It's like a bowl of like wet cold cuts.
Oh, is there like no? I know. On the Rooster Teeth podcast, they talked about something at their local restaurants called like the sub in the tub.
Oh yeah,
I think I've heard of that. It's
like a salad. Is yours just like meat in a?
I've never seen anyone buy it. I've never seen anyone have it. There's like this sign outside the front door. It says grinder without a roll. Like here's all the toppings you have, but and they do their little advertisements in the store. It's literally just like, "Oh, well, your favorite grinder without the roll." So like without the part that makes it good, you know? Like someone's just going to want to go and buy like a bowl of like just cold meat. Like flappy meat with like some cold vegetables.
What is this salad?
It's like a weird salad that's just like with
salad without the salad. And grinder without the
but
bread.
It's not, I don't know. It's weird. It's freaking nature.
Yeah. Okay,
it's just another money-making scheme by Big Y to sell something that makes no sense.
Well, like
speaking of money-making schemes,
well, that's the reason why I was laughing.
You thought I was going to segue into what I was just...
Yeah, a quick behind-the-scenes note. We sort of discussed what we were going to talk about beforehand, and I know Jesse had some bad customer service recently, and I thought it was related to EA, and I thought he was gonna like. Speaking of subs with no bread, I got some bad service from EA over the weekend. It was like that was the perfect segue. But yeah, go ahead. What happened?
Well, Jesse? No. As anyone who's played any EA game, particularly Mass Effect, which we all play, know.
Everyone.
EA is infamous with trying to just make you use stupid DLC add-on content. So essentially, I played through Mass Effect, all the Mass Effect games several times with 2 characters. I made it through the end. Tim has not been Mass Effect 3.
That's a discussion for.
Just gonna throw that out.
Like 5 minutes later, but go ahead.
Anyway, don't worry, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will.
But anyway, so yesterday I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go play. Mass Effect 2 again. Great game. Haven't done it in a while. Excuse me. And so I load up the game. I get to the main menu. This little window pops up, and it's like, oh, you're again going a little background. We got a new Xbox recently, so we had to like transfer our hard drive onto this new hard drive. So I guess I can sort of understand this message coming up, but it said data files corrupted. You need to like re-download the DLC that you previously bought. Which
DLC was it?
It was the interactive Mass Effect comic, so you don't have to play through Mass Effect 1. It was that, and then it was also the Normandy Crash Site DLC.
Well, that comes
with
which,
by the way, yeah, it comes when you buy the
Cerberus Network passcode.
Right, yeah, it comes with that, but it's not necessary to the story, so I don't even know why it popped up.
Although it is a very nice bonus.
Well, it is, but it's not necessary. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm gonna download the interactive comic because I didn't really feel like playing through Mass Effect 1 because the gameplay is kind of bulky and the graphics don't look as nice or as polished as the second 2 games.
Is putting it lightly. Everyone in Mass Effect is like.
We'll get to that in a second, but let me just finish.
Okay.
Let me finish my story here. So I was like, okay, so I'll re-download that. I open up the little downloadable content menu, and it says since my account did not buy it and Jack's did, because we share the same Xbox. Originally, when Jack bought this, he downloaded it onto our hard drive, and I was able to use it because it was on our hard drive, even though my account didn't buy it. Jack said it was still on our hard drive, I could still use it.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh well, your account didn't buy this. You need to buy it yourself if you want to use it. So I'm like, okay, it was like $4. I was like, fine, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'll buy the interactive comic thing. So I buy it. I start a new game, make a new Shepherd, go through the whole awesome, intro level, do the content, the interactive comic, play for about an hour, quit. Maybe a couple hours later, I go back, I sit down, and I try to load up my game again, and then I get this window that pops up at the main menu. It's like, fail, cannot load game, DLC not downloaded. You need Normandy Crash Site. Like, I could not load up the game at all. I couldn't load it. So I'm like, it's like, you need to download this. So I'm like, okay, well, this makes no sense. First of all, you don't need it to play the game. This isn't like an additional thing you can play.
That a lot of people probably
a lot of people probably don't.
Yeah.
In fact, I've done it once, and that was on my second playthrough. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, this is really stupid. So I opened up that menu to download it again. Said I had to buy it. So I went to go buy it, and I didn't even see it on the list of available downloads. It wasn't on the DLC list. So I'm like, well, I can't even download it. So I signed out of my account, signed into Jack's, and then I saw that he already had it and it was installed. So I'm like, okay. And I also noticed that he had activated the Cerberus Network thing, which I didn't. So coming to find out, I had to pay $15 to activate the Cerberus Network, then to buy the DLC for a game I already played. So it would have costed me like $25 to $30 to continue playing a loaded game I'd already started on a game I had already beaten twice.
For something that wasn't really necessary.
Yeah. I realize this is a long story, but essentially EA is just like, really?
I don't think that's actually not.
It's not even the most current game. Why are they trying to why are they trying to push these stupid add-on content? I don't understand why I couldn't load a saved game because I didn't have DLC.
Well, that's actually not EA for the most part.
Are you sure?
I think
would that be BioWare?
No, it's Microsoft's DLC policy where the first time you download something, whatever hard drive you download that to, everyone can use that. That's fine. But the moment you try it on, like if you download it on another thing, only the person that downloaded it can use it. I think there's something that you can do called like a license transfer. I don't know how you would do it, but I know it involves going on the Xbox site. And then you could like maybe switch it to another hard drive or something. But Yeah, that's all Microsoft is your problem right there.
It's yeah. So,
But why did it let me start a game, play for an hour, and then I couldn't load it up again?
I don't
Not
know.
only that, I couldn't load up any other previous saved Shepherd that I had.
Because no DLC.
I'm not going to spend like $25 to replay a game I've already beaten twice.
Yeah, I agree. That is kind of bull. But were you the one who bought Mass Effect 2 to begin with?
no.
No.
I
Jack had bought the trilogy set that came with
okay.
all three games. But still, it's like, what? That's ridiculous. Why would I have to? Why does each account have to buy it individually?
Yeah,
and have it installed? That's like, isn't that downloading it twice? It's like a waste of space. Plus that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is kind of ridiculous. Well, that was really back when EA was still kind of nickel and diming everyone into trying to pay more for or just trying to pay more for content in general. Because the servers network was a what's the word? Online pass, which was
Yeah, that's right.
It just came with a few extra DLCs.
Isn't that? I mean, on Mass Effect 3, don't you literally need to do the multiplayer for any DLC? You need Service Network, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not the servers network. It's something
an online
else,
pass.
Yeah, it's an online pass.
Okay, well, still, that's only a couple dollars. Isn't it only like $5?
I think it was like 10.
Was it 10?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was 10.
Okay,
and
now
then,
I know I haven't played the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer since getting my new Xbox.
So
I sincerely hope after buying it individually on my last Xbox, I'm not gonna have to rebuy it because I know for sure I bought it with my account.
You'll probably be fine because since you actually bought yours, like I said, I got the Service Network thing for Mass Effect 2 and an online pass since it came with the trilogy thing, so I had to pay for either that. But if you bought your online pass separately, then that should be fine. Like it's probably only having problems with the Service Pass because you used it off the thing that I downloaded.
Still, though, I mean, the thing is, though, that the game's worth it. Well, okay, I'm not going to pay that money, but the game's so much fun. Like, I really, really want to. Like, Mass Effect as a trilogy is one of the best RPG games I've played in the longest time. Probably the best I've played, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, me and we were just talking about this yesterday. We saw Paulo the other day, and we were talking about this with him. Like, it's when you play through a character through all three games, and like you actually see him die at the end. Spoilers. So there we go.
Well, I knew that. So
okay.
Well, actually, he dies in like 2 out of the 3 endings.
Right. Okay. Well, I know we talked about this in front of you, which is why I said that, Tim.
Okay.
Because again, going back to the fact that Tim, 2 years after the release of this game, has still not even beaten it.
Okay.
Explanations, please.
I want to. Okay. I know this is first world problems. I have a gigantic backlog of games that I am still trying to get through, and I know, just play Mass Effect. Like, I have been away from that game so long. I don't even remember where I am. I think I'm right before you go to the Quarian homeworld, maybe. I haven't even ran into Tally yet. That's how far.
In Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, in Mass Effect 3.
I don't even remember when that is.
Well, I mean, usually
that's like right after the Citadel was attacked.
Yeah, usually you.
Oh, okay. Because I know in Mass Effect 2, you see her like right off the bat. It's like first mission.
Yeah.
You run into her.
But yeah, I mean, I know a while ago. Actually, when Mass Effect 3 first came out, we were all in high school, and I remember what everyone was mad at me because what happened was when Mass Effect 3 came out, my brother got it. And then I played like a little bit of it, but like I wasn't happy with the decisions I made going all the way back to Mass Effect 1. So it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna replay through the whole trilogy, and everyone was just like, why? Like, why would you do that? And
Tim, I think at that once you complete Mass Effect 2, you're at the point of no return with a character.
Man. Like,
you're at the point of.
But you returned at the point of no return, so
yeah,
so you will never return to Mass Effect 3.
I clawed my way out of Hades, and now I am here. But yeah, I'm not saying that I'm definitely going to restart again, but I feel the need to. Okay, would you be able to understand if I did it now?
I mean, I suppose. I mean, at this point, Tim, it's not like you're trying to. I mean, the game's been out for so long, you might as well do what you want with it.
Yeah. Although I should be able to do whatever I want with it as a consumer to begin with, Jesse.
Hey, well,
this isn't communist Russia.
Oh, this is communist Russia and DCTF.
No, this is communist Russia. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? I just like that.
I just had to make sure you knew.
Okay.
Let me be clear.
Like I've never heard that. I've never heard that response to that statement. This isn't communist Russia. Oh, this is communist Russia. Oh man. No, whatever, man. I mean, it is what it is. I basically sort of know the ending. I don't know a lot of what surrounds, like what the events are. I know
and
that,
you don't know what happens to each character, really.
Yeah, I know that the elusive man is indoctrinated. Spoilers. I know that Shepard dies in 2 out of the 3 endings. Spoilers.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I think we should probably explain this before, and we're just gonna spoil a lot of things.
Yeah,
today,
3 of the 4 endings.
Spoilcast.
I forgot, by the way, because the extended cut added a new ending. Did you know that?
I still have not. Well, I have not beat it since they released the extended.
Did it add a new ending or did it extend the end?
Well, extended all 3 endings and then added a new one.
I mean,
as well.
the main complaint was that the current ending just didn't. It left too many untied.
Well, it left everyone basically kind of fucked because it was.
From what I understood, it was like people were getting mad where it's like, oh, all those choices that we made throughout all 3 games, and then it's like 3 choices, pick one. It's like so. No matter what your Shepard does, it's like, oh, you're limited to these 3 choices or 4 if they had a new in the extended one. But that's the main complaint I've heard.
Also, the ending was kind of ambiguous on what happens to everyone because, spoilers, in most of the endings, the Mass Effect, what are they called? What's the thing that propels you?
Mass relay.
Mass relays. They were either damaged or destroyed. And a lot of people thought they were just like destroyed, so like the Quarians were kind of screwed because they couldn't get back to their home, or like
they're just like stuck floating in this random system. Like,
everyone's stuck near Earth because that's where everyone went. So
yeah, but the new ending. Do you guys know what the new ending is?
No, again, I haven't played it.
Yeah,
so.
I'm taking my time, but once I get there, I'm gonna want to. I don't know.
I was gonna start Mass Effect 2, but after I'm not gonna pay money for it, so I'll have to start from 3. Is there like that
the comic thing? I think there's that for 3. I think there is.
I feel like for those who pick up Mass Effect 3 having not played the other 2 games and download the comic, that's just like
it's like at that point
going through 2 games in like 15 minutes through this comic, making all your choices that way.
That's not gonna have that much of an impact.
I think it's okay with if you do that in Mass Effect 2 because Mass Effect 1 that one's it's okay if you want to skip over that one. But
Mass Effect 1's it's a good game. It's just the gameplay, like itself, the mechanics of it in comparison to the other 2 games, like the shooting.
It's really clunky.
As opposed to
the inventory.
Yeah, as opposed to the thermal clips, like basically you can reload your weapons. It's just like it's kind of like the plasma rifle in Halo, where like it can overheat. And so if it overheats, you just have to wait like 10 seconds before you can fire again.
An absorbent amount of time. Like it's
well, when you're in a firefight, you're just like helpless for like. Yeah, you can switch weapons, of course.
Or you could use biotics because if you don't play that game with biotics, you're playing it wrong.
Like a soldier in Mass Effect 1 is just
so boring. I remember we were in
now a soldier in the other 2 games are fun because they added these cool abilities, but like Mass Effect 1 is just kind of dull.
I remember
it's like guns.
We were talking to Paulo in lunch one time. It was right after he started
back in the day.
Yeah, Daddy would say if you get to making uncle faces, it was careful to say it that way. Okay.
Wati, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, another podcast. I like how we've done that twice now.
Yeah, we're gonna build up to this.
Yeah. But yeah, so Paulo, we were talking with Paulo, and he like restarted. I think Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 1. If it was Mass Effect 1, I could sort of see this, but I think it was Mass Effect 2, which made me really angry. He was like, yeah, well, because he would only play Soldier to that point. He'd only played Soldier. And I was like, so we were telling him like Vanguard's way better. Vanguard's like the best class. And he tried it and he was like, yeah, I played Vanguard for like 2 missions and it was just so boring, you know?
What? Vanguard's like the most hype class possible.
Yeah, especially in Mass Effect 2 with the charge.
Like, you can do charge in 3.
Well, 2. Well, I mean, you can do it in 1. Like 2 and 3, you have to charge.
Well, still, it's like it's so cool because like he can use Vanguard can use like some of the heavier weapons,
shotgun.
Yeah, and assault rifle, all that good stuff. And then you can do like cool things like biotic charge. You can do pull oh God, what's the class called? The biotic class.
Is it just
adept?
biotic?
It's
Adept.
adept. That's what it is.
There we go.
By the way, you couldn't use the assault rifle as the vanguard.
You can. Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
I believe at the beginning of the game you can pick like one bonus weapon.
That is only if you get the achievement.
Which I did.
Yeah, so you can use the
Okay.
assault rifle.
Which, by the way, remember that old argument we had about how I was saying I started Mass Effect 2 with barrier?
Yeah.
I recently did that again. Again, in the short time I played Mass Effect 2, maybe it's achievement related, but there was a list that came up. I could choose a biotic ability as a bonus one. Barrier was one of them.
Well, yeah, that is actually, I did look into that later. It's
So I was right, and you were just like, no, that's impossible.
Well, I was saying, like, you said there was no list that came up. You just started with barrier. At least that's what I remember you saying. But the thing, yeah, what happens with that is you unlock those powers in the story by completing loyalty missions. And then, yeah, when you
because I actually had a big list. I had it wasn't just like barrier and 2 other things. It was like 7 or 8 different bonus abilities I could have picked.
Yeah, so it's just if you completed all the loyalty missions, so you unlocked all the powers. So in New Game Plus, you got to.
It wasn't New Game Plus though.
Well, I mean, it's basically New Game Plus.
I suppose.
Just because of that. That's
True.
what I call it. Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I heard they're making well, they're not going to make another Mass Effect, but I hear they're making another.
Well, it's Mass Effect is just not focused on Shepard.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Everyone's been calling it Mass Effect 4, and I think even BioWare has referred to it as Mass Effect 4. But they have not released any details. I think we've seen maybe 2 or 3 screenshots, and not even screenshots. We've seen.
Was it concept art?
Yeah, we've seen someone drawing concept art on a tablet from a weird
Hey,
angle.
look, it's something. It's something.
Yeah.
Something is happening.
It's a black mountain or something. So yeah,
Black Mountain's confirmed for Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, Black Mountains.
I mean, there's been 3 Mass Effect games. Half-Life 3 confirmed. Anyway, okay, someone had to make that joke eventually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just I want some detail. All we know is Shepard's not going to be involved. You're not even going to be playing as a member of the Alliance military.
Really?
Yeah, and
so is it guaranteed the same universe?
No, yeah, it's probably gonna be the same universe, but
so they're still gonna have the Alliance and the council. But
it's gonna be it's gonna have to be a prequel.
I'm gonna hopefully what they're gonna do with it is make it so you can pick which race you want to start out and maybe just do it like that, where you can build a character. And you don't have to be human. You can start. I don't know. That's
like
just,
a Dragon Age.
If you ask me,
sort of thing.
Yeah. If you ask me, if they did that, that would go over really well. Because it would also probably be a prequel unless they. It would have to be because everyone else is stuck. Near Earth or whatever.
In the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3, you could play as other species.
Yeah. Well, see, the only thing that though is you were just some guy. They didn't need to.
You were just some kind of random faceless. Soldier.
Quite literally, for all the humans, you see no faces.
Yeah,
they're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Could you play as a collector?
Yeah, that was DLC, and everyone got really mad about that.
It makes 0 sense, especially because you fight the collectors as one of the enemies.
Yeah,
but still, come on, it's cool. Are you really gonna argue?
They should all be dead. Yes, I will argue. They're all dead.
But they're cool.
Yeah, they're cool. But the little bug people, they're all dead. We killed them all.
They're all bug people. They should be dead.
Yeah, Odd Future Wolfgang killed them all.
Them all, the collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Why are there good ones now? I know there's lore.
Haven't you always wanted to play as a collector though?
Not really. I mean, a Prothean would have been fine, and that's even more bullcrap.
Collectors are pretty much Protheans.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But
the Prothean's based on the one Prothean that you see in the game.
Just the one.
Kind of douches.
Yeah, he's a massive racist.
And I'm annoyed that with Mass Effect they had DLCs that are pretty they're pretty story related, not essential, but it's you still have to pay for that because in Mass Effect 2
Mass Effect 3 you mean?
No, I'm saying in Mass Effect 2 what I can't remember
Liara the
Shadow Broker. It's there's that whole story what Liara's doing. And you don't get to see what that is unless you pay money for that.
I do like how in Mass Effect 3, if you don't have that, she just shows up and is oh yeah, I'm the Shadow Broker now, by the way.
It's you remember that? Oh, no, you don't.
You remember that, right?
That.
No?
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
And the same thing, now there's a DLC where it's I think they just made this so you can interact with your team more, but it's like you have like a party at Shepard's house pretty much, and they're all literally just hanging around.
Yeah.
And you just go up to them and just chat with everyone.
But the thing that annoyed everyone is like there was a lot of like romance related things, like because if you imported a character from Mass Effect 2 and you had a romance with one of those characters, you basically got nothing. Because
wait, what do you mean?
Like, let's say you romanced Jack, because Jack is the best romance in the Mass Effect series, but that's another discussion for another day.
See, I'm not going to argue. Paulo will fight you on that to the teeth because he says Liara is the. Here's the thing. I like Liara as a romance option, but I feel like the story's like kind of tailored towards Shepard doing that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Just like storyline wise.
Yeah.
I think they have like the richest like romance scenes like programmed into the game because that's kind of like
that's what they want.
The
to
default
go for.
Shepard is, I think that's who he's supposed to romance with.
I don't know. I don't actually know about that. That would make sense.
I think so.
They give you more opportunities for it, I feel like.
Yeah, and plus like the whole she melds minds with you. And she's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, she's like, I know a lot of people brought this up, but she is technically a teenager within her race. Just putting that out there. I mean,
True.
yeah, she's 109 years old.
How old is Shepard?
32. I want to say I know he's in his his early 30s.
So he's of course they made him like old enough to be like
mature.
He's not like young where he's immature, but he's not old enough where he's too old to do things.
Yeah.
He's that perfect age.
Unless you play Renegade, in which case he's the most immature person in the entire universe.
Well, Mass Effect 1, he's just an awful person. Like,
yeah,
I feel
like,
so bad.
Like
I made
person.
a Shepard in Mass Effect 1, and I want him to be all Renegade, and I just couldn't do it. I just felt terrible.
Well, it all starts with the first thing you say as Renegade. Because it's you go up and Joker and Caden they're talking and yucking it up. And you have three choices. You can either be like, because Joker says something's going on behind the scenes or something, like, something's going on that we're not seeing. You can either be like, you're paranoid, I agree with you. And the third one is like, cut the chatter. And you'd think that's like, okay, guys, come on, cut the chatter. We have a job to do or something. But Shepard just goes, cut the chatter, you two. You're soldiers. Act like it.
Sorry, Commander.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. Caden just kind of like looks at him for a second, like pause, like, sorry, Commander. Like, damn.
Yeah, like, what the...
Is that how he's going to be?
Exactly.
Is that what he calls it?
And then, like, you're just a massive racist the entire time.
Are you racist?
Yeah, you're
really?
Racist. Like, when
you agree with
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley,
when you're
you're
dropping...
right. Aliens are stupid.
Well, when you're dropping into, like, the first planet, and they're like, Nihilus will meet up with you later, and he's like, I don't think I want my hands in the life of a Turian, sir. Or like, oh my goodness. And there's that one part where there's that dude who's like freaking out because he's like mentally not well. Like he has like psychosis or something.
Wait, whoa. When is this?
Like, okay, there's a little cabin, or like not a cabin, like a little.
Oh, this is literally like the first mission. You drop off the ship.
On Eden Prime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like the guy who's like, the Harbingers, they've come. The Gat, they will be our doom. And then you just be like, what the hell's wrong with him? And then they'll be like, Manuel is not well. He's a brilliant man, but he's just like he's got problems. He's got problems. And then Shepard was like, there's an option where you get like, I could shut him up, and then you just walk up and just punch him like right in the face, and he just gets knocked out one punch. And the doctor's like, what the hell? Like, what did you do? Why? But she's just like, it's fine, whatever. He'll wake up later. But it's just like
there's another part. I think this was as far as I could get with my Renegade Shepard. It's the part you're on that human colony that's starving. And then you fight that big plant thing. I don't know what it is, but it took this Asari and it corrupted
Thorian. There we go.
I beat that whole battle. I get to the bottom of it. You're talking to the Asari that comes out, and then the Renegade option is to get her to kill herself. I'm telling you right now, like the reasons for like Shepard wanting her to like kill herself makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
She's just like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'll help the colonists. Like
I feel like I need to give something back to them. I can help them out. Like,
now that she's like, now that my mind is my own, I want to help people. Now that this guy's not mind controlling me anymore, and you're just like, no. For the things you've done, you have to die. And she's like, no, that wasn't me. I really want to like make up for my mistakes. She's like, nope,
I'm sorry.
Take this pistol.
You're gonna have
and
to
she's
die.
just like, well, as you wish, sir.
Yeah, she's so understanding about it. She's like, okay, I guess I gotta do it.
If that's what you wish.
I'm gonna get. You wanna do it yourself? Should I do it?
Should I do it? Do you want to look? Should we
Shepard's like,
videotape
I'll do
this?
Yeah. Like, it's different more in like Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3. Like, there's reasons for you doing some stuff.
But it's not like Renegade. In the other two games, Renegade, it's like
You're
it's
a badass.
still right, but it's still like directly completes your mission in like an effective way. It's just a more like badass way. This is just like you're being mean for no reason.
Like there's no reason.
It's not like it really like affects the mission at all, except I don't know.
Although
except like some of the Renegade options in the speech thing, it'll just be like literally do the exact same thing, but just instead of convincing them, just yell at them and say like, okay, fine.
Well, like, I will have to admit, punching Khaleesi Bin seen in Al Jilani Westerland News is still always great.
I've had enough with your disingenuous assertions, bro.
No, the first one, that was the other thing that really disappointed me about Mass Effect 3. First one, I've had enough of your snide insinuations. Second one, I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions. The third one, that was so built up to be like the longest sentence ever, or like giant words. And then he's like, I've had enough of your tabloid journalism. And it's like, oh, come on, Shepard. You could have hit her with your dictionary or something.
Yeah, right. You just pull out a dictionary and beat her up with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, did you just watch videos of like these responses, or did you do that with your Shepard?
I always play Paragon. I don't feel.
Yeah. No matter what, I just always go full Paragon.
Well, I don't go full Paragon. Like, eventually.
Here's the thing, though. Going like neutral, I mean, it has benefits because you can do like the really cool Renegade options when they have it, or just do all the really nice Paragon options to save people and stuff. But the problem with that is like it doesn't unlock any like special speech options because your karma or whatever it's called is like right in the middle. So it's like not enough Paragon for you to get bonuses on that side, and it's not enough Renegade to get bonuses on the other side.
But there'll also be times where it's like, since I've been playing Mass Effect 2, it's like some options it'll be like it's like a neutral sounding thing to say, and you wouldn't, when you read it, like, oh, that didn't sound like it's anything, and then I'll get Renegade points for that. And it's like I'll just ask a question like, oh, how are you gonna do this? And I'll be like, +5 Renegade. I'm like, why? So it's like I'm trying to get as much Paragon as possible, but like some things is like I don't know what I'm saying that's giving me Renegade, but that just like happens.
Yeah. Well, in the first Mass Effect game, it's a lot easier. I mean, you basically have to do 2 playthroughs to do this, but because the speech options are locked to Charm and Intimidate, that means that you can do both, but you'd have to max out both.
Yeah.
In Mass Effect 2, like I was basically always Paragon, except for most of the Renegade interrupts, which you don't need a certain amount of Renegade. You can just do those.
Yeah.
Like pushing that guy out the window, that's fun.
I gotta say, like on my last playthrough, like the one that I completed all the way to the end, I went full Paragon, like literally as much as possible, and it was so hard to resist that because it's just so tempting. It looks so cool because I did it with my first Shepard.
Although I feel like then whoever
too hard.
whoever is with you on that mission just honestly makes you seem much more like a jerk than that. Like when you kick that guy out the window, like he's a bad person anyway, and he would report you. So like you kick him out, and like, and Garrus would be like, well, that was necessary or something like that. It's like, what would you have done?
Excuse me, Archangel.
Yeah, Archangel.
Who literally has like a reputation on Omega for leaving like no survivors. Like, I don't know.
It's not like you probably would have shot him anyway.
Exactly. Like, well,
in the most recent playthrough, I did the Paragon version of that, and it's pretty much like, go and I won't kill you. He's like, okay, and he walks away.
There's also the not the Renegade interrupt one, but the speech option for Renegade.
Yeah.
Is you just push him against the window. I go with this one because this suits my Shepard a little bit.
And it's kind of in the middle of.
Like he pushes him against the window and he goes, "What sound do you think you're gonna make when you hit the ground? Do you think you hear it before you die?" And he's like, "So Thane's up in the ducks. You might want to follow him."
I could take you to him.
Yeah. Are we cool?
Take you out to lunch.
Yeah. Just don't hurt me, please. But yeah, that's the best way to play Mass Effect for me is just like basically always Paragon, except for a few instances where people are just kind of douchebags and you need to kick their asses.
I'm only going for mostly Paragon this time just because I want to because I wasn't able to get those like super Paragon options like in crucial boss fights or whatever when people would be saying something Right now, I'm trying to, because Jack and Miranda have that fight towards in the middle of Mass Effect 2, and I'm like doing every mission I can to get my Paragon up. Because at first I sided with Miranda just because I didn't want her to die. No, I literally just did that because I didn't want her to die during the suicide mission. But this time, even though she really is Miranda's in the wrong in this one, because it's like she's like, yeah, well, service is great and you're stupid, and then Jack's like, why? So yeah, this time I sided with Jack, so now Miranda just doesn't talk to me for no reason, because you go up to her and you're like, oh, I'd like to talk about it. She's like, I'd rather not, and you just
I'd rather
like,
not.
Okay,
I'd rather not. And that's what talking about my sister, in which case
my sister Shepard, my father.
Service. That's our collective Miranda.
Jack, what were you telling? What were you talking about yesterday? Where it just shows like Shepard looking at like pictures of his.
No, it's just a picture where it's like memories of the old crew, and he's like flipping through pictures of his teammates, and when he gets to Miranda, it's just her butt, and it's just like he's like him looking sentimental. He's like looking at like Garrus, Tally, like Thane, just Miranda's butt.
I will admit, okay, there was one point in Mass Effect 2, actually maybe like 2 points, because there was the one part where she bends over in front of you, and then there was the other one where like you're choosing your dialogue option, and that's literally like
is it actually in the screen? I don't remember if like when you're making that dialogue option,
it is,
whether it
is mostly that. It is mostly
I wouldn't
just
mind
her
you
butt.
admiring my body.
No, but there's like, I'm trying to remember. It was during the talk about her loyalty mission where she's talking about how her sister and all that.
See, honestly, I think the last time I played through this is before like we saw that picture of that. So I couldn't remember if like that was actually what you saw while you're making that.
No, that is literally, they did not edit that in any way. That is what you see, is just like
She's like looking out the window and just like
75% of the screen is her butt, and then Shepard's just over here doing his cross-armed thing, which he always does.
He's do that lean back cross-arm thing, like
the thing that almost everyone does, because there's like 5 animations in
yeah,
BioWare.
that's true. While people are talking, there's just like
I just did it.
There's cross-armed, right? Just standing up. Then there's cross-armed, leaning against a wall.
There's cross-armed, but like moving your hands slightly.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing when they're talking. And then there's like this only shows up like 3 times, but there's like the evil power fist.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Secure human dominance in the galaxy, and then
secure human dominance as like
Shepard,
Udina.
Well, oh yeah, it was Udina who did it in Mass Effect 1, and then
the council must be informed. Like
the elusive. I just imagine Udina goes around just doing that all the time. By the way,
like whenever he talks, no matter what he's saying, he's just doing the power fist motion.
I'm gonna get a corn dog.
By the way, shooting Udina, spoilers, in Mass Effect 3 is by far the most satisfying.
I actually didn't know you could do that.
You could, yeah.
Was it that part where it's like whoever you let live in Mass Effect 1? Like they still for some reason don't trust you because you went with Cerberus.
Because you work with Cerberus.
No.
Shepard.
You know what happens? Whoever else you have in your squad, when you get to that point, in the mission where Udina's like running away after you find out he's a traitor, whoever else, for me, like I had Edie and Garrus in my party at the time, and like Edie just makes the decision to just kill Udina. I'm like, what? Who? What? You can't just do that. Like,
it's like a Mass Effect.
You didn't know her, man.
I'm like, Edie, you don't know what's going on. You don't know. You don't shoot first and ask questions later. Like, who gave you permission to do that?
Like when,
Only I can
it's like
do that.
when Ashley she has the option to kill Rex in the first game. It's like that fortunately didn't happen to me because I didn't have Paragon for that. But it's like I've seen playthroughs of it, and it's like even in game, Shepard's like, Ashley, what the hell? And it's just like she just kills him. Like, oh well, I hate aliens, so I killed him.
Yeah, might as well. Like, well, because there's like 5 ways that can go down, and like 4 of them involve someone shooting Rex. Like, it's either you shoot Rex, Ashley shoots Rex, Caden shoots Rex, or like it's. Which is, by the way, I know probably anyone listening to this has played through at least Mass Effect 1. Don't shoot Rex. Please, don't do it. He's like the best character.
You will feel bad if you get to the next game and Rex isn't there, and it's just like some faceless other Krogan.
What's his name?
Yeah, you don't remember because he's not memorable.
He's such a he's memorable for being such a raging douchebag.
Wait,
it's like,
yeah.
Are you saying the next? You mean you're talking about Grunt? You're just talking about whoever takes over and
No, the guy who takes over
okay.
instead of Rex. I think it's his cousin or something.
Or something like that.
But yeah, we'll talk about more of this and some other stuff after another break. So keep listening.
Music.
Now, this is my job. I will not quit it. Pull me out the depths when I thought that I was finished. Yeah, I question if I could go the distance. That's just the work, regardless of who's listening. Listen. See, I was meant to be a warrior, fight something amongst me, leave here victorious, clashing with kids, or a venue performing. If I'd done it for the money, I'd have been a fucking lawyer. Concrete, vagabond, band telling stories. Humbled by the road, I'm realizing I'm not important. See, life's a beautiful struggle, I record it. Hope it helps you maneuvering through yours. That's why we stay in the lab at night. I've been staring into this pad for over half my life. A true artist won't be satisfied, so I guess that's the sacrifice. And I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game, and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game, and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. Forget about the bank, fortune in the mansion. Sitting and tripping, watching myself on a plasma. Yeah, I start slipping when I'm thinking about that stuff. Ego on swole until karma catches that up. I'm my grandma's #1 grandson. I lost myself to remember who that was. We start thinking about some kicks, a necklace. What I really need is a job off Craigslist. Take away the .com, name, love, fans, the Twitter followers, and the buzz. See, you keep the issues, but you take away the drugs. And I had to find out who I really was. Who I really was. So sick of who I was become.
Yeah, so that's first song off our new mixtape, Beats.
Random noises.
No, it's just called Beats.
Just Beats.
Beats by Dr. Dre. Oh,
Trademarked.
trademark. Anyway, I don't know. Honestly, I've heard weirder things being made beats out of, like
that SpongeBob
like
thing you played
that's
for me earlier.
yeah. They have that SpongeBob intro beat remix as a rap beat.
I want to make a song to that. Like I'm not kidding. I want to write.
But who can you for anyone who hasn't heard this, just look up SpongeBob intro beat. I don't even know what it's
That could
called.
actually probably be the music that plays during the break.
Yeah,
maybe.
There we go.
But I don't know, honestly. Who could you imagine rapping over that?
Me.
Besides you, Tim.
I'm pretty sure Eminem
Mine.
could
She's mine.
write a she's mine. I'm pretty sure Eminem could write a really sick verse about SpongeBob related
I
things.
feel like he would definitely be in his accent if he using his accent if it was over that beat.
SpongeBob beacon and
SpongeBob in the pineapple on the sea.
He's giving
Who
Sammy the
wants to
D.
discuss me?
Yeah,
Discuss me, not disgusting.
I don't
But it's
know.
just me. I'm just obscene. Hey, not the first king of controversy and the first.
Okay.
Anyway,
Elevator
it's not-
music.
I think what we should always have. We seem to be mumbling
was
rap
really-
lyrics in quite a bit of our.
Yeah, I was really close to the mic there. I'm sorry. That was probably like,
It's like Bo Burnham when he like puts the mic in his mouth.
oh hey Satan. Wow, that's gonna
It
sound.
actually sounded just like it.
Yeah.
I hope to see more from Bo Burnham, honestly.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what he's gonna do after this. I'm sure he's just gonna have like another maybe 1 minute show type thing.
When was I know what was released like several years after his first comedy CD, right?
That was December of 2013.
Well, right, but when did his first
I assume you mean
album come out?
Words, right?
Yeah, words.
Which technically wasn't his first album.
Wasn't it Bofo Show?
Yeah, it was Bo for show, and then just a Bo Burnham. Sorry, my bad. It was just a Bo Burnham. And then Words was released in 2010. So yeah, there was quite a bit of gap in between those two.
I honestly I thought it was so weird, but it was also like really clever at the same time.
Yeah, like I don't know, it was. I don't know.
And I like how he successfully mixed like him reading poems to like somewhat of a stand-up joke to like I don't know. Then he did, a lot of his jokes or songs.
Yeah, like it was like basically just stand-up comedy and a one-man show like put together, and that's what I kind of.
It really was a one-man show, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I bought his poem book.
Egghead.
Which
in stores now.
In stores now. I gotta say, a lot of obviously the poem's really funny, but hearing him read it makes it way better.
Yeah, well, because some of them, a lot of the poems are like the you're incomparable like a blank that like, or the dad poem, like they don't they don't have the same impact until like you're hearing someone read them,
because he reads it with the right voice and tone.
Yeah.
Wait, was the dad one where he's just like, I want to punch your face in?
Yeah.
I want to stab to put 50 pencils in your mouth.
No, I want to take 7 or 50 perfectly sharp pencils and then bind them in an eraser, then put them in your mouth and punch the erasers.
Well, isn't that called something differently in the book?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it just called? It's not called Dad.
I know it wasn't called Dad. It was called something else.
Yeah, this is like, I want you to survive a highly violent,
car accident,
but somehow not survive a fender bender on the way back from the hospital. Yeah. That poem was called Dad.
And he had a little wind chime. It's like ring after every
which
joke.
It's something else he used in Words. Have you guys listened to Words by the way?
I've heard a little bit.
Okay.
I've not.
I wouldn't say it's hard to go back, but it's just like, because Words was more stand up than one man show, well as
has he always done his singing as
he's always been a musical comedian.
Okay.
He started off on YouTube.
And those videos are pretty good. I watched a few of them, and they're still just as catchy.
He was just the kid in the bedroom who would he would be on his keyboard and he would start singing, and then he's gotten to the point where he is now. But he's always been a musical comedian, but his stand up is something that's he only started doing stand up at Words. Like that was the first time he really did added jokes in between the songs or anything. But yeah, I liked it, so I hope he does more. I really do hope he does more. But
yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know why it took him so long in between things in between his shows to release new content.
Well, I know he was working on Zach Stone is Gonna Be Famous.
Yeah, which I've seen a few episodes of that because it was I think it was free online, but I watched a few episodes of that, and that seems like a show that he would be in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know have you been following Louis C.K. recently?
Not really. I know there's a new season of Louis coming up, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I watched. What are they on, season 4?
I think they're on 4.
Okay. I have not seen 3 because it hasn't been put up on Netflix yet.
Yeah.
But
wasn't it though?
Well, last time I checked, it wasn't. But I don't know. What I like about Louis C.K. is through his website, I subscribe to his email updates, which usually I opt out of all that. Mm-hmm. But what I like about it from his websites, it's actually like him sitting down and writing an email, or a letter really to everyone, full of typos and all that kind of stuff, which seems pretty organic. And he's obviously doesn't read it through as he sends it. Yeah. And it was funny because he'll write this letter and he'll just be the last time I got an email from him, it was maybe 2 weeks ago. It just he was talking about this other comedian whose show he was selling on his website for $5, and then it was just this detailed description of this other comedian who does comedy, and it's literally just him interacting with the audience for the whole show, which sounds pretty good. And then I got another email from him 3 days later, and it was he was like, yeah, so I talked to you all about that, and I didn't even include the link to download it. I literally just messed up. Literally thousands of people have pointed this out to me. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the link. By the way, how's your sister? Don't have one? Oh, that's awkward. Oh, so how's Joe? What, he died? Oh, he didn't die? That's weird. I don't know. By the way, here's the link again.
That is kind of humor.
Watching him forget the link again.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I like that. It's just him actually just talking to his fans directly, and it's not just a generic program that just sends out oh, buy this album.
Or
it's on sale on its website.
It acts like it's him. Hi, I'm Louis C.K.
I am Louis C.K.
The link to my videos. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Signed,
Louis C.K. I know some Facebook pages where it kind of makes it seem like it's them writing it, but it's not.
Well, the thing I liked about there was one thing on Eminem's Facebook page where I forget when it was. It was a little while ago. It was right after Marshall Mathers OP2 came out. They were like, "Yo, for one day only, for about a couple hours, M's gonna be he's gonna be the one typing messages, and you can ask him all the questions you want." And I was like, but the entire time, like before that, it's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in New York, or my new Shady stuff's gonna be on sale. So you better
it's like,
buy it."
wait a minute.
Wait, Santa's not real, is he? But yeah, I don't know.
What?
Those questions made me really mad too, because he only answered like either the ones people should already know or like some stupid questions. Like the first one that I could kind of understand that I saw was like, who was the rapper that made you decide to start rapping? And
Dr. Dre.
Wait, it was who?
Well,
it was
no, I don't know.
It wasn't
Say
Dr.
something
Dre.
Like, no, I thought you'd like say something like that, where it's
Okay.
like, oh.
Well, he was like LL Cool J, which, okay, fine, fair enough. I'm sure a lot of people don't know that, especially if you're not like a giant stan like I am or whatever. But yeah, like the other question was like, what's your favorite food, or what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Wait, Jack, didn't he do a AMA on Reddit?
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, and a lot of people were wondering why he didn't, because Facebook comments are really annoying to flip through when you're trying to find any kind of question.
Oh no, I think I was looking at talking about the same thing Tim was. For some reason I thought it was an AMA I was looking at. But like one it was like, "Oh, do you clean your house?" He's like, "I wipe my ass," or something like that. Like, as his response.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then someone else asked like what's your favorite video game? It's like Nintendo Run, Jump, Punch, Stab, like that, like from his lyrics.
Because he
I was
said
like,
that in his song.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I don't like get on, do an Eminem or do an Eminem. AMA.
Smart.
Do an AMA Eminem is what I was going to say. And then
AMA Eminem.
Eminem.
I do an AMA
Eminem.
Eminem.
I do an AMA Eminem.
But yeah, that would actually get me on Reddit, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't have Reddit either. Well, I have Reddit. I don't use it.
I haven't read it.
I feel like everyone who's on Reddit has to, like, anytime anything is posted anywhere else, they're like, "I already saw it on Reddit." They got this from Reddit. I'm like, okay, just stop.
Well, because Reddit, it's
I mean, I realize the point of the website is to literally post anything that has not been seen before.
Yeah. But it's also ironic because
But
everyone's saying, like, when something shows up on Reddit, people will be like, "I already saw this on 4chan."
Right.
By the way,
what is 4chan, by the way? What is that?
The
The dark place of the internet.
The anus of the internet.
I've heard that, but why? Like, what is it?
There is.
No, imagine
The anus
okay.
of the internet.
It's literally just a whole bunch of message boards, except everyone's anonymous, so people post whatever the crap they want.
And there's
you
no
don't know
guidelines.
because there's no guidelines. Literally just raw, unfiltered. No one knows who you are, so you can put whatever the crap you want.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
And no, there are different topic ones, and then there's the one. I forget what it's called, but it's just literally just random. Where it's put whatever the crap you want on there.
Is it
so
B?
yeah, that's what it is. So there you go. It's
What is
just,
it called?
B.
It's just
It's
slash
like,
B.
Yeah, slash B. It's like a sort of subsect of 4chan, which is just
Sounds terrifying.
Just the worst. It is bad.
Tumble upon or stumble upon. That's what it is. Tumble upon. Tumblr. Yeah. Stumble upon also sounds something I'd be way too scared to use.
Wait, what is Stumble Upon?
Stumble upon it's this website where essentially you just no, I don't know. Is it a website or is it like an extension?
I've heard
on your web browser. It's one of those anyway. You go to it, you click a button, and it takes you to a random page on the internet.
Oh lordy, no!
It could be random. It could be
God.
anything.
Now, is there
that is
like,
horrifying.
Is there a safe search on that?
I have no
so.
idea. I've never used it because I'm too scared.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But you stumble upon. It's called stumble upon because you have no idea what you're gonna stumble upon. I actually know what. No, I believe you can set it to like I want to stumble upon things of these kinds of pages. You can do that, or you can do entirely
You
random.
should be like, hit me, internet. What you got?
So you can do it with no search requirements, or you can put it like I want to stumble upon gaming websites, and it'll just give you a random gaming website on the internet.
And
or
then
you can just
brings
do
you to the scary maze game.
right.
Or Tim, have you seen that it's like this? I don't know, like interactive comic thing. So what happens is it's like it plays. I don't know what country it's from, but I don't know if it's like Japanese thing. But it's like you scroll down, and as you scroll down, things. It's like a creepy comic. So it's like you're watching like some girl walk down a street and there's like this creepy ghost thing, and then it'll take control of the website, take control of your thing, and scroll down really fast to like this GIF of the scary thing going really fast up to the screen.
Oh Jesus!
And it makes
Wait,
it makes like clicking noises as you're scrolling, like, and then just like scrolls down, and then gives you a heart attack.
It takes control of your browser.
Well, no,
how's that even possible?
It just scrolls down automatically.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. It just scrolls down automatically, and it'll just like make like creepy noises as you start scrolling down.
I feel like I might have seen that.
I'm pretty sure I showed you that, and yeah, it just.
But like, isn't it all in Japanese though? You
Yeah,
can't. I couldn't even read
What is
it.
with Japan? Oh my god! Have you guys seen the Japanese tire commercial that went around a while ago?
No.
It was okay. So it's just like, it's a car, right? Like it's just like POV.
Yeah.
It's kind of like footage from Marble Hornets callback.
Okay, yeah, right.
Like it's just
Full
like
circle.
someone with a camcorder just like aiming at the front seat of a car or at the front window of a car, and like they're driving in like this dirt road, right? And they pull up, and there's this girl in like a white dress, just like standing in the middle of the road, and like, what the hell is this? Or at least I assume that's what they're saying because they're speaking Japanese. But like, okay, I'm gonna give you some the setup to how I saw this. All right, so I should have known better. This is because okay, you guys know who Philip DeFranco is?
It sounds incredibly familiar.
He does like a news show on YouTube called the Philip DeFranco Show, where he just talks about stuff that interested him that happened recently.
Yeah, I think I've seen
Sort of like this.
But yeah, so he go back. Okay, but yeah, so he was like, so yeah, we saw this this new commercial, and he stops it right when the girl gets on the screen, and he's like, so everyone was like, what was that? But then they did some more research, and they zoomed in on her fingers, and you could see it looks like she's signing something, like some sign language or something. And then everyone was like, well, that mean like, you know, it might be like some viral marketing. So then they turned up the volume, and they heard her whispering something. So like, I'm just gonna play the whole thing without putting the levels up. So you might want to do that yourself. So I turned it up, and I'm like, what is she saying? And then it just goes to the girl. Boom! Like right against the windshield, she's got like glowing red eyes and like stitched up mouth, and there's like oh, and he's like sorry, and all the like comments were like, I was supposed to be safe here.
I was told this would be a safe place.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen this was a coffee commercial from Germany,
yes.
Keffi.
Oh, Katie.
They had a bunch of them. The one that scared me the first time they all scared
Was
me.
it Scenic Drive?
Scenic Drive.
Yep.
Oh god.
And then there's
that was my first exposure to jump scares on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what it is, it's literally just a peaceful piece of music playing in the background, and then like a car is going through countryside. It's like, oh, this is
but
nice.
it's just like
and then it gets to like it just like gets to one part in the video.
You're like watching this car drive along this scenic road, like off a cliff. You got like the ocean, peaceful music. There's a forest. You see the car drive under a tunnel, so you don't see the car anymore.
I thought it drove behind a tree.
Or whatever. And then a zombie comes in and screams like so loud, and
it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like you know that feeling you just got. That's what happens when you drink this beverage.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, no, I am not buying your product after that.
And then there's the lower caffeine one where it's the exact same thing. And
but
then
like some guy comes in, he's just like, boo. He's not even wearing a costume or anything. He's just this guy who comes in like.
Can you imagine if they try and pull that sort of thing in America? Like
that would not fly.
Well, I think what happened was, this was in Germany, I believe, and they had a warning before the commercial. It'd be like, oh, this commercial contains unsettling images. I think that's what I heard.
Okay, well, I guess that makes it slightly better.
Because I think it was played on channels.
Well, I feel bad for anyone who started turning or switched that channel after that message came up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, what was the other thing that? There was another one that was like that where, well, there
were multiple Keffi ones. There's one on a beach.
Yeah, where there are people running, right? And
yeah.
There was my introduction to screamers was, I think it was the same zombie. I'm not exactly sure.
They reused it a bunch of times.
I am not going back to check, but it was when I first really discovered YouTube, and at this time I was really into RuneScape, so it was like
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. I was like, I wonder if there's RuneScape videos on YouTube, and sure enough, there was. And I was having a grand old time. watching RuneScape videos on YouTube.
You let the internet lure you in.
Yeah, but then I saw one and it was like slaying level some high number dragons, blah blah blah, and it was just like a video of some guy like fighting dragons, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. I've never seen these dragons before. And then boom, like zombie shows up like ah, and then like it just the screen says like something at the end like try not to die or something like that, and then boom, that's the end of the video.
And
like,
then Tim died.
No, that was I did not go on the internet for like a month. I was scared of computers. I thought if I like it was so bad I didn't want to look in a mirror. I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to close my eyes because I felt like something would pop out at me. It was just, oh god, that was the worst month of my life. And if the person watching or who posted that video is listening, and I know you are, you're a bad person and should feel bad. Okay.
I saw Jesus' eyes.
All right.
But yeah, anyway, this just about wraps up our the podcast. I would just like to. I know we said at the end of the last one that we're going to be talking about PAX. That will happen. However, we were not able to get our fourth party member of our little PAX party to join us today, which otherwise we would have done it. But yeah, he wasn't able to make it in. So that will happen probably next time.
Hopefully. I say if he doesn't show up next week, we just talk about PAX anyway.
Yeah. We don't want to be too far after.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a great time though.
It
was awesome.
Some disappointments, but we will get to that later. And I want Jacob to be here for that because we are gonna have a discussion.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that wraps it up.
That wraps up the box.
That is it.
Let's close the box for today.
It's 6 o'clock.
Outro music.
It's time to have a good day.
I got up this morning and I said I'm gonna do something for the United Streets of America. So I got Nappy Roots in here. I got Big Al 360 in here. This is Greg Street certified. And today, you're gonna see another street boy playing piano.
Had to clean up the Dodge, give back when I can, just playing my part. Church folks had a fist